You're driving home from work in downtown Chicago when suddenly, every traffic light goes dark. Your car's engine stalls. Your phone screen flickers and dies. Across the nation, power grids collapse, plunging 300 million Americans into darkness. No internet, no GPS, no emergency services. This isn't science fiction. It's the potential reality of a massive solar storm, like the one that hit Earth in 1859. But today, with our tech-dependent world, the stakes are infinitely higher. Welcome to a hidden U.S. epic, where we uncover the untold stories and strategies that could save your life. Today, we're diving into: what if a solar flare storm fries global electronics and power grids? How to survive the electromagnetic chaos and societal collapse. We'll explore Faraday cages, manual survival skills, and defending against desperate hordes. Practical steps you can take right now to protect yourself and your family. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Knowledge like this could be the difference between chaos and control. Let's get into it. Let's start with the science, because understanding the enemy is your first line of defense. Back in September 1859, British astronomer Richard Carrington observed a massive solar flare on the sun's surface. What followed was a coronal mass ejection, a billion-ton cloud of charged particles hurling toward Earth at millions of miles per hour. When it hit, it supercharged our planet's magnetic field, inducing massive currents in telegraph lines across Europe and North America. Operators got shocked, systems caught fire, and messages transmitted without batteries. Auroras were visible as far south as the Caribbean. Fast forward to today. NASA and NOAA warn that we're in solar cycle 25, peaking around 2025, with increased flare activity. A Carrington-level event has a 10 to 12% chance of occurring per decade, according to studies from the National Academy of Sciences. If it happens, those induced currents, called geomagnetically induced currents, could overload high-voltage transformers in our power grid. We're talking widespread blackouts lasting weeks or months, not hours. In 1989, a smaller storm knocked out power to 6 million people in Quebec for 9 hours. A big one? Experts estimate economic losses in the U.S. alone could top $2 trillion, with recovery taking years. But it's not just lights out. Satellites could fry, disrupting GPS navigation, think planes, ships, and your Uber Eats delivery. Cell towers fail, internet cables under the ocean get zapped, and even pipelines could corrode faster. NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center monitors this daily, issuing alerts for storms rated on a G scale from 1 to 5. A G5 event, like Carrington, could make the northern lights dance over Florida, but at what cost? Your fridge stops, hospitals run on generators until fuel runs dry, and supply chains grind to a halt. No more Amazon deliveries or grocery restocks. Suspense builds. How long until society unravels? At the heart of this chaos is the electromagnetic pulse, or EMP-like effect from the storm. Solar flares release X-rays and UV radiation first, potentially causing radio blackouts. Then comes the proton storm, endangering astronauts and high-altitude flights. Finally, the coronal mass ejection hits, compressing Earth's magnetosphere and inducing those deadly currents. Modern electronics, with their tiny, sensitive chips, are vulnerable. Unprotected devices could short-circuit instantly. But here's where you gain the edge. Preparation adds real value to your life by turning vulnerability into resilience. Let's talk survival strategies that aren't just theory. They're actionable steps backed by experts from FEMA and survival pros. First up, shielding your gear with Faraday cages. Named after physicist Michael Faraday, these enclosures block electromagnetic fields using conductive materials. NASA uses similar tech to protect satellites. You can build one at home for under $50. Start with a metal garbage can. Galvanized steel works best. Line the inside with cardboard or foam to prevent direct contact. Then wrap your devices, like backup radios, flashlights, or even a spare laptop, in aluminum foil for extra layers. Seal the lid with conductive tape, ensuring no gaps. Test it by placing a radio inside, tuning to a station, and closing up. If it goes silent, it's working. For larger items like a generator, use metal mesh screening over a wooden frame. Remember, it's not foolproof against every EMP strength, but for a solar storm, it's your best bet to keep comms and power alive when others are scrambling. Now, imagine the grid's down, no ATMs, no gas pumps. Curiosity peaks. What skills from our ancestors could keep you alive? Manual survival skills aren't about going full caveman, they're about self-reliance in a tech-free world. Stockpile at least 3 months of non-perishable food and water, 1 gallon per person per day, per FEMA guidelines. But go beyond. Learn to purify water using boiling or iodine tablets. Rivers and lakes become your source when taps run dry. Gardening? Start a victory garden now with heirloom seeds. In a collapse, fresh veggies mean nutrition without relying on looted stores. Hunting and foraging, basic trapping with snares or fishing with handmade lines. Practice fire starting without matches, flint and steel or a bow drill. Navigation? Ditch GPS for a compass and map reading. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. Simple, but life-saving. These aren't hobbies, they're insurance. In a post-storm US, where 90% of the population lives in urban areas, rural skills give you an advantage. Build a bug-out bag with these tools, but plan to bug in first. Your home is your fortress. Speaking of which, as days turn to weeks, desperation sets in. Supply shortages lead to unrest. History shows it. After Hurricane Katrina, looting spiked in New Orleans. In a nationwide blackout, hordes, desperate neighbors or opportunists, could target homes for food and water. Defending against them requires smart, legal prep. Under U.S. Castle Doctrine laws in most states, you can use force to protect your home if threatened. But avoidance is key. Make your house look unappealing. Board up windows with plywood, reinforce doors with deadbolts and bars. Install non-electric alarms like tripwires with bells. Form a neighborhood watch now. Community alliances deter threats better than going solo. If confrontation looms, have non-lethal options first. Pepper spray or tasers, if shielded. Firearms? Train responsibly. NRA courses teach safe handling. But remember, in chaos, ammo is finite. Conserve and aim for de-escalation. Set up perimeter defenses like thorny bushes or motion sensor lights, solar-powered pre-storm. The goal? Survive without becoming a target. These tactics add value by empowering you to protect what's yours, turning fear into fortified confidence. In this electromagnetic Armageddon, knowledge is power, literally. A solar storm isn't inevitable, but with Solar Cycle 25 active, NOAA's forecasts show elevated risks through 2026. By prepping Faraday cages, honing manual skills, and fortifying your defenses, you're not just surviving, you're thriving in a reset world. Thanks for watching A Hidden US Epic. If this video sparked your prep game, smash that like button, subscribe for more hidden truths, and share it to spread the word. What do you think? Ready for the storm? Or got questions? Drop your feedback in the comments below. Your input shapes our next epic. Stay vigilant, America.